Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacalyn. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacalyn at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hi, everyone. Happy holidays and season's greetings to you. Welcome to USA Global TV, and hello to our friends listening on Business Talk Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and our show today is the Mallorca Connection. And my friend and co-host is back in the house with us. Let us welcome from Mallorca, Mr. Roland.friedl. Hi, Roland.
Hi, Jacalyn. Good to see you. Good evening from Spain, and a good day to the US.
Well, good afternoon to you here from sunny Florida. It's nice to have you back, and I'm excited for our show today. So, Roland, tell our audience a little bit about your background and the wonderful value that you bring to the world before we start.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my name is Roland. I'm originally born in Austria, living on a beautiful island in Spain, and my life is dedicated, my mission is dedicated to support people who want to improve their life, especially in business. I have a business background. So my company is helping organizations and their leader not only to perform better, but to have a much more fulfilled, purposeful life for them, the organization, and their teams. And that's why I'm doing that almost 25 years internationally for huge, big international companies, but also for small startups. And that's why I dedicate my life. My goal is that every person is coming back home after his job fulfilled, energized, happy, so he or she can spend the rest of the day with their beloved ones. Not stressed, not sitting in front of a TV set, no addiction or whatever to compensate the stress, fully energized to spend valuable time with their beloved ones. That's my goal and my mission.
What a beautiful goal and mission that is. And you also do some incredible work with your private group for men. Can you share a little bit about that as well?
Yes, first of all, I'm a human being. Secondly, I'm a man. I'm a father, I'm a grandfather, I'm a lover, I'm a friend, I'm a son. And I found out for myself, and I have to be honest, my journey is still going on, learning. And I realized after many years that I was suffering from wounds from behind, from my parents that happened to me and a lot of them, and I'm not the only one. And I realized that I never speak honestly about my emotions, my inner world. You know, you always have discussing, you meet friends, everything is cool, you're doing a good job, buying a good car, having a good house, but you never talk about your dark sides, your fears, your anxieties, your emotions. And I found out that this is so important to live a better life. And I was talking to other men, and I found out in groups, we always had fun when we talk face to face to top managers, most of my friends and top leaders in the world, to say, hey, I'm not really happy, I don't feel good, but nobody's sharing because they are scared to talk about it. They think it's weak to show emotions. That's how we get trained, maybe by parents or by education or whatever. So I started to found a group, it's called Men's Group. Sparring, it's a men's group, it's called Sparring for Men. And we have a US group where we meet twice a month online, and we have a German-speaking group. And in this group, everybody shares his story, his emotions. We have guest speakers. It's just a safe environment where men can share all their anxieties, their hopes, their beliefs. So that's what men need, because I found out in studies that 84 or 85% of men don't have a best friend where we really talk about the real issues, the real problems. And that's why I found it Sparring for Men to have a platform to support men, to learn, to improve, to get better husbands, to get happier men, maybe better in business, a better father. And first of all, to learn and respect and love themselves. And for me, it's a journey too. I'm still learning too. That's what we do.
That's really wonderful. And I think you bring up some really good points there, that at least, when I was growing up, the man's supposed to be strong and he's never supposed to cry and he's just supposed to put on a brave face and keep going. So that's obviously not realistic, right? Because
I mean,
we're all
absolutely,
people.
absolutely. I mean, in the society, we all know that most women are wounded. Most women had heard we had a huge backpack. Something happened in their past. Some had been abused, raped, or negative education. Didn't get love from dad or from whatever it is. But what's coming up now is, because most of us forgot it, because women are more outcoming, they're more emotional, they're more talk about it. Men never talked. And now the last years we saw it more and more. Hey, men are wounded too, very, very deeply, but never learn to talk about it. And the point is, in our society, I'm 57 now, meaning my parents, after the war, building up stuff, they had no time for me or for my brother. So we went to school the whole week, staying there overnight. So they had no time for us. So there was no love. I didn't learn something from my parents. Yeah. And I guess what is so important for men is, I mean, your mom is a little bit more there, says, here, you're a nice guy, you're doing well, you're doing this good. But we also need a strong dad who says, hey, you're cool, man. You're really cool, you're tough, you're brave, man. We don't learn this anymore in our society. And that's what's missing. We have this wound inside. So most men, when they're honest and reflect, there's also no self-confidence. But they overcome it by addiction, addicted to hard work, addicted to too much sport, or addicted to any drug like alcohol, eating, sex, whatever it is. Because we are covering this. Or so these are men who get very aggressive about their thoughts, but most of them, some put the aggression to others, to their partners or others, but most of them put, because they learned it's not good to put aggression outside, you get fined by law or to jail. So they put, or they do the aggression against themselves, like I did in the past. Yeah? That's what's happening. Or on the other hand, you have men who just got up, they gave up, they are weak. And as a nice German singer has a song, and she says, I see some men, but I don't see any balls. So they just gave up. They just gave up. They lost their masculinity. They're just, working in the treadmill, have no positioning, no opinion, doing what everybody else is saying, and actually missing life. And that's what I see by many people in this world, what's going on in our society. And that's why Sparing for Men.
And how can men get involved with your group? Is it by invitation only? Is it open to anyone and everyone?
Oh, we have a website for it. It's sparringformen.com. I spell it as SPARRRIENG for men, MEN.com. It's in German and English website. You can log in. You see that the events when we're doing. You see what you're doing. You send us a request, and then we come back to you and invite you to this platform.
All right, thank you. I'm putting up the website right now, sparringformen.com. All right, Roland, we've got an exciting topic to talk about today. As we know, the world is so different than it's ever been, and it seems like more and more there are distractions coming from every angle. So I want us to talk about how can we have a focused mindset for 2022?
Yeah, I love this topic because I also have to focus every day, every week, every month, every year as new. And I know that we have very, very challenging times. And I don't care what religion somebody has or what political left, right, or red or blue. We have issues in the world. We have deep, deep issues. Many people are scared. Many people don't know what are the next steps, what's going on. So we have a lot of distractions. A lot of stuff is distracting us. Some people are annoyed at it. Some people use it as excuses. But I think it's time to take control, to take ownership again. And how to do this? And that's, first of all, we have to realize, where are we now? Where's the starting point? And as I said, many people are distracted. They are triggered by different circumstances. COVID, the pandemic, in some countries really severe fascism restrictions, like in Australia, Austria, Germany. People have lockdowns, businesses going down, people get sick. So there's a lot of manipulation of media and stuff like that is going on. So people don't know what is going on. And meaning they are distracted by all the stuff. So how do you know, or how do you realize that you lost control of attention? And this is when you, as I mentioned before, when you're triggered by the stuff, meaning you have information, but you don't do your own research. You interpret information, and then you got in a so-called negative content loop, meaning you see something, you hear something, you think about it, meaning you're interpreting without having the facts. Maybe you did discuss with somebody who has also no facts, so you have personal opinion about it, and then the circle goes down and down. You feel worse and worse and worse and worse. Your emotions going down, down, down. And how do you notice that you're in this negative content loop? You see them three things. When you're in a negative content loop, people get aggressive, or they escape from a situation, I'll explain later, or they get passive. So when people under pressure, meaning in an emotional pressure, they are totally distracted. Some people get aggressive to other ones. That's what we see right now in the divide of the society, the waxed against the unwaxed, the left against the right, the blue against the red, and so on. So it's aggression, that's one thing. Or it's escape. People are just escaping. I'm out. Then no control, not taking responsibility, just escaping. People get very, very passive, meaning they don't react anymore. So when you in one of these behaviors, aggressive, can also be aggression against yourself, passive, or you're escaping all the time, this means you're in a negative content loop. That would happen to many, many people in business and privately. And this means you lost control of attention. And that's the starting point.
Roland, is it possible that someone is going through one of these three scenarios, and they're not even aware of it?
Of course, that's the point. Most people are not aware of it. They always react, have certain patterns. People get triggered by something, they get triggered by change, they get triggered by issues, they get triggered because they're overwhelmed. We're triggered by different stuff. And then we get a certain pattern that believes us, that helps us to get away from it by escaping or passively, or by counter-strike, by aggressivity. That's what we learn. And sometimes we have success with it, and so we do it more. So, and but people are not aware of it. What's really going on? They're not aware of it. I mean, the first step is to realize when I'm in one of these three patterns I'm in, meaning I'm in a negative content loop, meaning I don't have the details, I don't have the facts, I'm not clear, so I feel insecure. The point is always, you have control of attention, you move forward, you be on task when you have clarity, because clarity gives security. And security helps you to step forward, meaning getting out of the comfort zone, following your goals or the task, or whatever you want to do. But if you don't have security because of no clarity, then you are stuck. And most people don't realize it. The first and most important thing is to realize it. And maybe somebody needs help from outside, a coach, a mentor, a trainer or something, to get feedback and say, hey, you know what? You're always reacting like this. You're always reacting this, but it doesn't help you. So coaching can be very helpful, but it's possible to get out by themselves. But to be honest, it's difficult. It's difficult because you're playing drama. Yeah. And we all know when we are I call it in the red zone. When you're in the red zone, in the emotional heat, you don't have any access to rational stuff. Doesn't work for yourself, And you also can't take rational advice from somebody else, because it's like, putting water in oil. Yeah? When you're in a red zone, in an emotional heat, ration is not working anymore. So first you have to realize it, get out of it, and then learn how to get back on task. And I will explain later how to do that.
So I have a question about that. So what if you work with someone, or you live with someone, or you are very close to someone, and you notice that they are in this negative content loop, they are in this red zone? What's a good way to kind of get them out of the denial and have them get this awareness? Do you have any tips for that?
First of all, especially when it's someone that is very close to you, not to follow this trap, meaning not take, because actually when somebody is in a red zone and this person gives you an invite to step into this field and to play drama. Okay, so the first thing is not to take this invitation to play drama with. Okay, not to take it personally when somebody's aggressive or escaping or in the red zone. Yeah? Just to understand, okay, something is going on that has nothing to do with me or nothing with the business. Just stuff is going on. There's something triggers this person, and just in a normal communication, said, okay, what is going on? What is the real stuff? Okay, what's hurting you? What triggers you? Yeah? You have to come to the source that triggers this emotion. I give you a simple business example. Yeah. Whatever the business. Somebody is working for a company, always on time, always working, and one day this person is coming, let's say 10-15 minutes late to the office. First time in 20 years. The boss is coming and screaming at you, hey, you're late, blah, 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 what's going on? So, but the choice is now that you take this invitation, getting in a negative content loop, and say, why is this person complaining on me? I didn't do that. Why is he shouting to me? It's unfair. Maybe go to colleagues and talk about it. Hey, the boss, better stuff like that. Or the other way is say, stop, not taking this invitation and asking the boss, hey, what's going on? What's the real point? What's the real issue? And maybe the boss is saying, hey, some clients are already waiting. There's a lot of business doing. Come on. I say, okay, I go. Because it was not an issue, because you've never been late. I mean, it's different when you're ever late. You know what I mean? So when you get in this negative thing, says, ask this person really, what is the real thing? What's behind? What's the real stuff? Let's talk about the real stuff. What hurt you? What negative experience you had before? That's the point. Asking directly about any triggers that could be.
I really love that, because many times once you pose the question, that other person has been carrying around whatever it is that's bottled up inside them. And now you're giving them the opportunity to share what that is, so it doesn't escalate to another level.
Yeah. I mean, it happened to me again. I remember a short story. I remember years ago, 20 years or later, when mobile phone comes out. And I was really depending on this mobile phone, because I started a business and calling all my clients from the car, and just very business. I said, hey, that's cool. You can always have a client on the phone, whatever you're doing. So I was really addicted to this mobile phone for business reason. And then the network didn't work for 2 hours or something like that. And I was so obsessed and annoyed. And I called the company, actually a call center. Yeah, a number call center. And I was screaming to this lady. I was really screaming and shouting, but it's not my attitude at all. Not my attitude at all. And this person was really cool. She didn't take my drama invitation, and she said, Mr. Friedl, I understand that you're upset, but it's just 2 hours, but what really, really triggers you? And it was, I want to talk about the issue, but it was something totally different. Has nothing to do with the network. So it was just, now it was just an opportunity to me to get rid of my negative emotions and energies that I had since days from a totally different topic. And I learned so much from this feedback from this lady. And I said, hey, I'm sorry. I'm shouting at you. It's not your fault. I'm very sorry that I gave all my negative garbage to you. I'm very sorry about that. Please apologize. And maybe you can help me that my network is working again.
So this call center agent was assisting you with the phone system outage, but also as a therapist, as a counselor.
Actually, later I said to her, because we had a really nice conversation when they fixed everything, I said, hey, they said, hey, how about doing coaching or mentorship like that? Because this was really cool. You really helped me out of this negative content loop. I mean, I know this stuff, because I trained it since years, but I was triggered,
Yes,
that's really cool.
We all have things that trigger us, and also people can trigger us, right? When I think back to different parts of my life, of relationships I was in, and people know how to push your buttons, right? They know how to trigger you, and it's up to us as to how we react. Because if we keep reacting the same way, then they really have the power. We need to take the power back and be able to express ourselves without losing control.
Absolutely, and I don't know who it was. It was an American lady. I don't remember the name. I'm sorry for that. But she said, you don't have any control about whatever is happening in the world, whatever somebody's doing or saying to you. The only thing you can do, and this divides us from animals, is you decide how to react on it. Doesn't mean it's easy, but the quality of your life and the happiness depends on your reactions, because you don't have control what's happening from outside. It's about you. If somebody is shouting you, you care, it hurts you. You don't care, it doesn't hurt you. I give another example. When I was 7 years old in ground, I don't know, in Germany we say Volksschule, I don't know, in English ground school, but I was 7 years old and I had to wear glasses. So I guess for 2 years I broke my eyes, then it's gone, I had to wear glasses. And I was mobbed in school. And I came home and it was really sad. And my mom said to me, I will never forget this. She said, it will stop when you stop reacting on it. So there is no offender when you're not willing to play the role of a victim anymore. It stops. If you're not willing anymore to play a victim, it stops. It's up to you. You cannot control what another person is doing, but you can control if you feel as a victim or not. And this was a lesson I was 7 years old, I learned.
That is a powerful lesson. And I think we're seeing more and more today, all kinds of scenarios. This just happened to me. I was in the grocery store and they only had a few lines open for people to check out, and the store is very crowded. So you're waiting online and this guy comes up and he's like, this is unbelievable. I can't believe we only have 4 lines. And he starts freaking out and people they're like looking away. But if everybody started getting engaging with him and said, yeah, you're right, we want to talk to the manager, then it could just go to a whole new level. But the bottom line is there's 4 lanes open because they probably have 4 people who can work. So that's it. You just have to wait, take a deep breath, pick up a magazine and just relax. And I think that I love what you just said, that you learned this lesson at 7 years of age. Do not engage, because it's almost like if you are emotionally charged and I'm sort of a brick wall, then you're going to start to diffuse. But if I keep adding fuel to the fire, now it goes higher and higher and higher, and both of us are all upset.
Absolutely. But as I said, it's not easy. And still, I work as a trainer, as a coach successfully, and I have a lot of experience, but it still triggers me, especially when with beloved ones, with my partner. Of course, you love this person. She's a very emotional person. And sometimes it triggers me, but less and less. But I'm still a human being, I'm not a hero. I know this, I train this, but it still happens to me, but less and less.
Well, I appreciate your transparency, and probably I would imagine that when it does happen to you, you're aware of it and you're able to bring yourself back into control.
I'm always aware, but to be honest, on different time levels. Sometimes it's immediately, sometimes it takes a minute, something takes an hour. It depends, how you feel, how your mood is in the day. You're not always fully energized, you're not always fully powerful. It depends on my mood and other circumstances too, of course. But I realize it, but it takes different time levels, sometimes a second, sometimes a minute, sometimes a little bit longer.
But it's not like where some people are carrying it around for their whole life, or they're carrying it around for years and years. You have the skills and you know how to deal with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it's training. It's training. Yeah.
So when we go back to the topic of mindset, I know that you're going to share with us how we can actually get focused. So we have to be aware of what's going on, what our role is in it, and then how do we actually get our mindset focused so that we can have a new effective pattern of behavior.
Absolutely. I guess this is important, especially in all days, but especially in these days, because this is a really, really challenging times. I don't want to go in politics, but I'm very interested in business and politics. So I observe what's going on the world. I see exactly what's going on. I talk to many people. I use alternatives, media, because I guess since my early 20s, I don't believe in mainstream media. I know what's going on there. But most people don't know. Most people don't know. And for example, we don't have a TV set. We don't watch TV at all. I don't use newspapers or stuff like that. Sometimes when I sit in a coffee, if I'm Austrian, Vienna, you sit in a nice coffee, sometimes I read a newspaper because it's nice to do it with a coffee. But for me, it's like tell stories. I don't take it for serious what they're writing because I know that's all manipulated. But most people don't know. And most people get triggered by all this stuff. And for some, it's a nice excuse not to change. Some people get really aggressive. But what I see is people don't live their full potential. That's what I see. Because they're so distracted what's going around in the world. Instead of staying focused, this doesn't mean to be an egoist or something like that. It means take care of yourself. Start with yourself. Take care. Dave, take ownership. Take ownership of your health. Like in the pandemic, take ownership of your health. I mean, when you don't care about your body, your temple, when you don't eat properly, when you don't work out, all the stuff doesn't work. When you don't relax, when you smoke, when you drink too much alcohol, no wonder that your body is suffering, and then suffering is happening. So take control, first of all, of your body. You need to be in full health, in full energy to really live your life to the fullest. That's the first thing, taking control. And if you're not disciplined with your body, how can you discipline with everything else? I guess this is start first, taking full of control, staying healthy. This doesn't mean that you go to the other extreme, just 100% vegan or whatever. This doesn't mean that. No, have a balanced thing and balanced diet, do some sport, not the extreme, but just to keep in shape, to be healthy. That's the most important thing. There are hundreds or thousands of different types of illness, but there's only one health. That's the first thing. You start with yourself. It was a lesson to me too. As we said before, we can talk about it honestly. I'm very transparent. I made bad decisions in my past. I always did a lot of sports and military stuff, but I was smoking from 11 years on until my mid-40s, and this has an impact on my lungs now. Yeah? So I got sick the last 3 weeks. That's why I drink a lot of water. I'm still on cortisone. I get sick because it's the result of bad decisions I made in my time, in my past. Okay, so taking self-control is the first rule about your own health. Taking self-control, whatever you're doing in life, because so many people are complaining about this. No, it's taking ownership about your own life. It starts with yourself, being clear what you want, and then work for it, and then bring the passion, bring the discipline and the attitude for go for it, not complaining and everything, because we can lie to anyone, everybody, but at the end we lie to ourselves. So that's what the lesson I learned the last years is taking control of ownership, not complaining about. Nobody's responsible for your health. Nobody's responsible for your job. Nobody's responsible for your good relationship, whatever it is. It's just you and nobody else. And this is what we have to understand. This is what we understand. And this is what I see in our society, especially in Europe. I mean, Europe is a little bit different system in the US. I love the US system much more because in Europe, you know, you have to pay a little bit of insurance. You're sick, you go to a doctor, you get help there, you get help there, you get help there. You're unemployed, you get money from the government. Some people earn more money with unemployment than working. It's giving away responsibility. And this is what we have to do, taking ownership of your own life. That's the most important thing to learn step by step. And some people learn these lessons willingly, a small percentage. Some people learn it because of pain, because they had a tragedy in life, lost job or lost partnership or whatever, or health issues, and then they change their lives because they have time to rethink and said, oh, man, what's going on? But most people never do that. And I see them in this treadmill. And I see also a lot of people in my friendship, they have a golden treadmill, huge houses, airplanes, boats, but still not happy because not taking ownership. Not taking ownership in a business. I have a very good friend, he's a billionaire, overweight. I guess we lose in a short time one of his legs because just addicted to food, no control, no discipline about his own body, no ownership. And I guess life is more than just the business, or more than just this. It's holistically. It's our health, it's our relationships, it's our business. And I can give you, maybe I can explain it. I call it the happiness circle. That's why I teach many, many times to people who want to change their lives. You ever heard about a happiness circle?
I have not, no.
Okay, so the happiness circle has 6 fields, 6 balls, 3 rubber balls and 3 crystal balls. And you know, when a rubber ball is falling down, what's happening? It's bouncing back.
Is that a question for me?
Yeah, sorry for that.
Yeah, it bounces back up, right?
Yeah, genau. When you drop a rubber ball, it's bouncing back. Okay. When you drop a crystal ball, it's breaking. So we have to take care more about the crystal balls than the rubber balls. Yeah. So what are the rubber balls? What are the crystal balls? The rubber balls. Oh, let's start with the crystal balls. The crystal balls you have to take care of 3 main things. It's health, relationship, and personal development. If you don't take care about your health, this falls down. Not easy to fix. As I mentioned before, health is the most important thing. So health is a critical crystal ball. Don't let it fall down. It will and can break. Maybe not immediately, but on the long time. Because we know all the issues we have, like lung cancer, cardiovascular. It's not that they did something yesterday wrong. It's the summary of bad decisions we made a long time. So take care of the crystal ball of health. Secondly, take care of the crystal ball of relationships, family, friends, beloved ones. If you break this, sorry for this term, but you're a fucking lonely person. And what makes it sense to have a hell of money, a huge house, when you're fucking alone? Maybe just some friends coming over because you invite them, you pay for their attention for the friendship of love. So secondly, take care about the crystal ball relationships. And the third thing is, take care about the crystal ball personal development. Never stop learning. Never, ever stop learning. Meaning improving, getting better, improving. Every day a little bit. Learn a little bit more about yourself. Learn a little bit more about whatever topics is. So this is the crystal balls. And when this is happening, the rubber balls can always fall down because they will always bounce back. So the rubber balls are lifestyle. If your lifestyle is going down because you're losing your job, but you have a good attitude, a good body, good relationships, you develop yourself, you will come back, make money, and your lifestyle is going up again. If your income is same with income, income is going down, you're in good health. You learn, you develop, you get better, you have good relationship, you can call somebody for a job, whatever. Your income is going up. You know what I mean? So,
Yes.
so it's all about, and most people in life focus on the rubber balls and not on the crystal balls. They don't understand that the crystal balls are the base. Whatever happens in life, I'll be honest, I made my first million when I was 21. Very successful business besides university. I lost it 3 years ago, and I had 5 million in debts. And I was really down. I made my own fault. I made wrong decisions, wrong investment, 5 million in debt. And at the time I was a young father, and it was scary. And I told my wife, you know what, I make an accident, I die, the insurance company. I was so down. And then I made a decision and said, no, I have a healthy body. I have good friends, good relationships. And I'm always learning, some friends always laughing because I was reading a lot of books. I was attending a lot of seminars. Even in my 20s, I was listening to a lot of tapes and stuff like that. I said, no, I can do this. And 1.5 years later, I paid 5 million debts back. So I know this. Focus on the crystal balls, and the rubber balls, it always comes back. When you fail, I know so many international businessmen, and it's also my own experiences. Most business failed and went bankrupt. But what they did is, they don't complain anybody else. They take full ownership, stand up. They're fit, healthy. They have relationship. They have friends they can call. They didn't make any fraud or anything, bad things to other person. So there's still friends there who can help them out. And they're working on themselves. And that's what I mean. Taking full ownership of your life means taking care of your 3 crystal balls. And then whatever happens in the world, maybe it's your own fault, maybe your own decision, maybe it's from somebody outside, you're losing money, you're losing job, whatever it is, doesn't take care. I call it double rasa. Sell the house, sell the car, go small, focus on what you can, use your contacts in your relationships, work on you, get back on track, focused, get the money, and then buy the next house, next car. Who cares? But please, never forget your health, never get for relationships, and never ever forget to learn and develop. That's not an easy, but this is really very, very simple and to understand. And then everything went well. Doesn't matter what crisis is coming that hits you. You know, I'm coming back because I'm healthy, I'm strong, I have the real good friends because I was a giver, so I can receive now. That's for one lesson too. You have to, of course, have a giver, and then you can receive when you're in trouble and you work on yourself. That's the point.
Roland, that was fascinating, by the way, the crystal balls and the rubber balls. I'm going to remember that. And for people who are just joining us, can you just review them again, crystal balls and rubber balls?
Yeah. So the crystal balls are those balls that when they fall down, they're going to break. And this is your health, your relationships, and your personal development. The rubber balls are the balls, when they fall down, they bounce back because you're taking care about the crystal balls. And the rubber balls is income, lifestyle. Oh my goodness, now I have to be very honest and very transparent. I forgot it because, you know, Jacalyn, I was very sick the last 3 weeks, and I had my oxygen saturation was very low, so my brain was a little bit suffering after training again. I lost the third one. But it has something to do with lifestyle, income, or something like that.
So it's your health is a crystal ball, because once the health goes down, the tubes, it's hard to get it back, but you can, depending on what it is that is your issue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Relationships, they need to be strong. That's sort of your support group. That's what keeps you going. And
I got it. It's career. So the rubber balls are lifestyle, income, career. So meaning if you are not healthy, lifestyle, if you're not healthy, you'll not make any income. If you don't have any good relationships, your lifestyle is fucking boring. Nobody cares. Yeah. And if you don't develop yourself, self-development, you will never make a career as a manager or as a businessman. I got it.
Yay.
So these are the connections. Yeah. Sorry for my brain. I really have to train my brain.
No. I really think that that's fascinating. And someone said to me once that there's so much money out in the world, right? There's no shortage of money, that we can always make more money. We can always find a different career, but we can't always get our health back, right? That's huge. So we have to do the things we need to do. And you gave that example of your friend who's a billionaire, but whose health is not doing well. So all the money in the world isn't going to change that if that person doesn't change their pattern of behavior.
Yeah, I mean, money is very interesting because money is freedom. When you're financially free, for me, it doesn't mean that you can do everything what you want to do, but for me, it's most important you don't have to do what you don't want to do. That's personal freedom. And for one, it's 10,000 a month. For one, it's 100,000 a month, depending on your lifestyle, your expenses. Somebody's happy with 5,000, doesn't care. So personal freedom means you don't have to do what you don't want to do, and at the end of the month, all bills are paid. And some people live a more luxury style, some people less, doesn't matter. But this is personal freedom. So somebody who makes only $50,000 a year, but is happy with his life, not complaining, is like this, is personally free, no stress. Yeah. So this is what I mean by money. But the point is, it's not all about money. The question is what you're doing. Are you really happy? Are you really, really happy? That's the point. Because, we most of us work a lot, just chasing the money, buying things they don't need to impress people they don't like. And this is real.
Yeah,
I mean, I also love, I also have a luxury car, I have a luxury watch because I love it, but I don't buy it to impress somebody else. I like it. I want to have it, but I don't need it. I'm not attached to it. If I lose money, my business is going down, I sell it, focus, and restart. But so many people are attached to it. They think they only have value, they only acknowledge, they only are loved when they show what they're doing are expensive. But this is not true. This is not true. It's all about having self-control. As I mentioned, I repeat it, it's so important, staying healthy, having good relationships. I know so many super rich people who are sick. I will explain that. Who have bad relationships. Wife is not talking to them, is drinking, no relation to the kids, no real friends. My question is this a life? What is it? And I think it's not. Because when the people, and they know they're not happy, they don't talk about it, but they know it inside, they know it. Because they are addicted. They work like crazy, they do extreme sport, they drink, they cheat around, any drugs, whatever it is, any addiction it is. So this is a sign that a person is not happy. And that's what I see all around. And I was the same when I was younger. I wasn't happy. I was working like crazy, and did crazy stuff. As I realized that, hey, Roland, that's not all in life. You have to change something. Doesn't mean that you don't have to make money or it, but it always means stay purposeful. What is your purpose? What do you really want to do? And
Roland, you've given us so many things to think about. It's really fascinating. As we close out this show, can you summarize what you shared with our audience today as they look to focus and have a different mindset for 2022?
Yeah, what I really want to give you is use, especially this Christmas time. For me, it's a perfect time to reflect and write my new goals for next year. Is really take a time out. And even if it's just an hour, find a place where it's calm and peaceful. Maybe you want to go in a forest or sit on a lake or wherever you feel comfortable. And just really take your time and say, what do I really want in my life? What is good? what is bad, what I'm happy for, what do I want to change, and then make a decision and say, whatever it is, I take control. Control of attention, where I'm going. I know that there will be traps. I know that I will fail. This is okay. But as soon as I'm triggered, as soon as I have in my negative content loop, meaning I get aggressive against myself or somebody else, or as I want to escape, or just passive, I say, okay, stop it here. What's going on? What triggers me? Get information, get clarity, get security, and then move forward. Go back on task, what you have to do. This is the point. Take full ownership of your life. And this means focus 100% on your crystal balls, your health. Eat better. Do some workout, not extreme, but do regular sports. Relax. Take time. Sleep is important to recharge and to reconnect to your source. Really do this. Focus on relationships. Be more a giver than a taker. Take care about the beloved ones. Tell them that you love them. Pay full attention. Don't buy expensive gifts. Your kids don't need them. Give them time. Even it's not much time because you're working much, but when you're there, be 100% present. I think I learned it from Thich Nhat Hanh, from this amazing teacher. And Thich Nhat Hanh said, the best, most valuable gift you can give to somebody is 100% present. Be present, meaning a relationship, being present. Okay, take care about your relationship and learn every day about yourself more and more. Whatever topics interest you, never stop learning. Find a good way. I'm recovering now, but yesterday I was more or less back on track. I need more time, but yesterday I stood up at 4 in the morning. Today I slept a little bit more, 5 in the morning. I take my mornings. I love my mornings, my morning routines. I start the day by, after checking my emails, but just sitting for 15 minutes, planning my day, being clear what I want, being clear what I don't want. And I'm always reading. I'm always reading something, or I'm listening to something on YouTube what I want to learn to get better about my business, about myself. So personal development or business stuff, or something new, a new topic that's interests me. That's my mornings. I start my routine. I start with a healthy breakfast, taking my supplements. Because of my sickness of the last 3 weeks, I'm not going to the gym, but I walk my dogs for an hour, and then I start working. So full ownership, and I repeat it again, so important. Your health, your relationships, and your personal development. And then you don't have to worry anything about your lifestyle, your income, your career. When it's breaking, you can fix it because you're taking care about your crystal ball. Keep this in mind. And if you need any help, just come back to me. I can give you more support, and you will see your life will change. Take this, and please, it's so important because I know so many people want to change their lives, especially New Year's. Next year, I do more sports. I don't smoke. I lose weight. I do this. Please, don't do too much. You get frustrated. It's not working. You cannot change your attitude, your negative attitudes 100% in one day. It's not working. It's not working. So take the main point. Maybe it's health. Maybe it's personal development. Maybe it's relationship. Focus on one thing every day, getting better and better, and then focus on the next. Don't try to change everything. It's not working. So do one, get better, improve, read about it, learn about it, take a coach, whatever it is, and improve it. And when you fix it, then do the next step and do the next step. Okay, so also be patient with yourself and know that you can always fall down, you can always fail, doesn't matter. Stand up and go back to your ownership.
Brilliant. Great Great summary. Thank you. It's so nice to have you back and have your passion and all of the learnings and experience that you have shared with us today. Thank you. I have probably 100 questions I could ask you, but we'll have to wait for the next show. So, Roland, what's the best way people can reach you?
The best way is to go on the on one of our websites and contact me. If you're interested in a men's group, even when you're women, a female, and say, hey, I want to bring my partner there to become a better partner, go on the sparring.com website. As I mentioned before, SPARRIENG for men.com for the men's group. If you want coaching or support in business, it's SPARRTNER-performance.com. I spell it as SPARRTNER. I forgot this.
Dash.
Thank you. We say in German minus. -performance.com.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Roland. We will be back next week. And thanks, everyone, for watching. Our next show is coming up, A World of Difference. We'll look forward to seeing you then. Take care. Happy holidays, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Happy holiday. Have a peaceful time with your beloved ones. And thank you, Dr. Jacalyn, for having me back. I really missed the shows the last weeks.
Well, we really missed you. I'm glad you're here. So I look forward to seeing you again next week.
Yeah, I thank you so much for the wonderful work you're doing to the audience.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.